Good morning and salam sejahtera to Seritis. So my name is Akil Alavi Bey Yusof. I am from DPM6A. We will talk about the Tokyo port and we are from Group 2. Tokyo, Japan is a busy city. It's not global economic and also culture center, but home to the one of the world's most important port. The Tokyo port, often known as the Tokyo port, is crucial in promoting international trade and connecting Japan to the world economy. Before we go into Tokyo port, let us figure out where the term Tokyo came from. Tokyo, Japan modern capital, was once known as Edo, which means estuary or inlet. Name was fitting given its location on Japan Honshu Island, eastern coast, where various rivers and canals are converged into Tokyo Bay. When the Emperor Meiji relocated the capital from Kyoto to Edo in 1868, he called the city Tokyo, which is translated to the Eastern Capital. The city enhanced prominence as the heart of Japan. Political and administrative power was reflected in the name change. That's all from me.
Hello, my name is Muazzam Danish. I will present about location of port region, longitude and latitude of Port Tokyo. Port Tokyo located in Japan Kanto region, particularly in Tokyo Bay. Tokyo Port latitude and longitude coordinate are roughly in 35.6544 north latitude and 139.7407 east longitude. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. I will can present about background and story of Port Tokyo. Firstly, the Port of Tokyo is one of the legacy port in the Pacific Ocean Basin, with an annual traffic capacity of around 100 million tons of cargo. Secondly, the forerunner of the Port of Tokyo was the Edo Port, Edo Minato, which played a very important role in the story of marine transport of Japan and as a distribute point for supplying goods to the people of Edo. Third, from the time of the Grand Kanto Equator until World War II, full census construction of the Port of Tokyo was undertaken. Lastly, after the war, the redevelopment of the Port of Tokyo as an international trade port became a vital test for the reconstruction of the Japanese industry and construction, starting on the Toyosu Coal Terminal, the Harumi Terminal, and other terminal, one after another.
Okay, my name is Ahmad Rizwan Mizani. My student ID is 122-010-3853. I'm from DPM6A, and today I want to present about management team, board of director of port. It can be classified as an organization of the industry operator team following their ranking. A management team typically does not directly handle port description in the context of networking or IT. Port description usually refer to a way of labeling or documenting network switch port or network devices for the purpose of easy identification and management. The management team is an organization is responsible for overseeing various aspects of the business, but the specific management of network ports is typically handled by network administration or IT professional. The first one is the head of state. She is the assembly member vote for the presidents of the body. The assembly is represented by the presidents, who also the presidents over its meetings and management its business. Second one is committees. committees, the Assembly creates committees for specialized research and discussion due to the size, diversity, and complexity of the metropolitan administration. The third one is the governor. The governor who represents Tokyo metropolis is chosen by the people directly. So this is the example of organization in port management team board of director of port.
Hello, Saritis. My name is Ronald Raymond. I will present about my part. This is annual income port of Tokyo. Okay, first, there are several jobs related to the port of Tokyo that have different annual incomes. For example, like port surveyor, annual income per year is 845,89772 yen, while the income for per year per hour is 4,067 yen. Port engineers in Tokyo Port annual income per year is 8,998,264 yen, and for per hour is 4,300 to 26 yen. And for dock worker, 1956000 yen for annual income per year, and for per hour is 6,791. While annual income for port surveyor and port engineer is higher than dock worker because of the bonus they get.
So we will continue to the economic value of Port Tokyo. Port of Tokyo, often known as Tokyo Port, it is an important economic and strategic asset for Japan. The economic importance of the port of Tokyo is inextricably connected to its massive infrastructure. It includes container terminal, regular freight terminal, and also specialized facility for handling vehicle and energy resources. These terminals are outfitted with cutting-edge technology to enable efficient cargo handling while lowering turnaround times and also costs. The Port of Tokyo economic influence extends beyond cargo handling. It acts as a catalyst for the growth and also the surrounding area. Port of Tokyo goes beyond cargo handling. The port prominence can attributed to the rise of the region's logistic, warehousing, and also transportation businesses. Port of Tokyo also serves as a passenger transportation center. It connects Japan to overseas destinations and make tourism easier. From the port, cruise ship and also passenger ferries operate, offering a gateway for travelers to explore the country and contributing to the tourism economy. Port of Tokyo has incalculable economic importance. It is profoundly embedded in Japanese history and also remains a critical driver of the country's current economy. It is an economic lifeline that connects the country to the rest of the world. To determine the exact economic value, one of most consult the most recent statistic, as it is always changing in reaction to changing global trade dynamic and also domestic situation. That's all from me.
Hello, come to me again. My name is Mohammad Adam Danish Binzai. I will continue my part is contribution of Port Tokyo to GDP of the home country. First of all, we talk about what is GDP. GDP is a gross domestic product. It is significantly economic indicator to calculate monetary of the market value, the final product, and the service produced inside the home country. Boundaries in a certain period, usually of the year of the equator. Second, GDP is calculated in three ways. First, production, the amount of the value at each level. Second is the income, total of money retrieved with a nation. 3, and expenditure, the total spending of the good and service by a family companies. As you guys can see here, this is chart. We know we can see world GDP by a country. In a world, we know the America is the most significantly controlled economic in world, and in Asia we know China is the one of the best economic we produce in world, especially in Asia. Now we talk about the contribution of Port Tokyo to GDP of the home country. The Port of Tokyo, located at Japan booming Kanto area, is critical to the home country economic growth. It makes a significant and deserved contribution to Japan gross domestic product GDP as important additional trade gateway. The port permit has import and export product, strengthening export-driven sector contributing to the nation economic prosperity. The port is a job creator to giving possibility verified to industry such as shipping, logistics, and transportation. Country of GDP, gross domestic product, reserve from the Port of Tokyo and job creation like a port create job in verified industry including shopping, logistics, and transportation. As a result, economic activity and income generation as simulated at the Port of Tokyo. As you guys can see here, this chart from 2000 into 2023, the chart of GDP of Port Tokyo to the country of Japan, and another one we can see the gross domestic product to the home country of Japan.
I will present again about alleged environment and international laws that port has been neglecting. Okay, first, the environment, the aggregate environment that we'll have at Port of Tokyo is emission from maritime transport that have contributed around 3% of the total global emission. Marine pollution also occurs as a result of the input of pollutants from land and waste disposal into sea. And in 2011, the Port of Tokyo was avoided by global shipping companies for years of contamination from radiation. Okay. The Port of Tokyo also faced problems of severe urban air pollution, waste management, water eutrophication, and environmental degradation. The international law that Port of Tokyo neglecting is Annex 1, that is about regulation for the preventing of oil pollution. Why? Why I say the neglected about Annex 1? Because of the marine because of marine pollution also because of marine pollution that they do, and because of that the shipping companies fear to come to Port of Tokyo because of the radiation. And also they neglected Annex 2 regulation for the control of pollution by noxious liquid that make the radiation at the water. And the last is Annex 4. This is regulation for the preventing of air pollution from ship, because the problem of severe urban air pollution that at area of Port of Tokyo Port.
Okay, continue with my part, which is environmental impact assessment operation in Tokyo Port. Environment impact assessment is a method that analyzes, predicts, and assesses the environmental effect of development projects while they are still in the design phase. The EIA system in Japan is governed by the Environmental Impact Assessment Law, which requires proponents of development project to survey, forecast, and evaluate the environmental impact of their projects. Certain aspects of port development, such as dredging, construction activities, landfill discharge from ships, and shoreline development, can harm the environment. Therefore, it is crucial to carry out an EIA to determine the impact and guarantee that environmental charges do not exceed predetermined acceptable limits. Several procedures are involved in the environmental impact assessment process, including screening, scoping, surveying, forecasting, and analyzing potential effect, developing the mitigation plans, creating a statement of environmental impact, and incorporating the assessment finding into the project design. So that's all from my part. Thank you.
Continue my part is environmental issue faced by Port Authority in this year. Firstly, priority environmental issue in Japan include urban air pollution, and the country has implemented measures to tackle non-conventional air pollution. Secondly, Japan has faced challenges with waste management, with high level of dioxin in the country incinerator. Third, climate change is a global issue, but Japan is particularly vulnerable due to its geographical and high population density. And last, Port Authority in Tokyo faces ranges of environmental issues from air pollution to waste management to sustainability. This all from me. Thank you.
For the last question, which is proposed measurement of environmental economic sustainability in port operator. The first one is environmental performance indicator. Second one is green port, and the last one is Tokyo sustainability action. Overall, the suggested measurement can assist Tokyo Port in evaluating its environmental management procedures and in disseminating such procedure to its stakeholder. Environmental consequences linked to port operators and activities can be lessened with the adoption of green port regulation and environmental performance indicator. When enhancing port economic performance while preserving environmental and social sustainability, the sustainability components can be taken into account to create a sustainable society that strikes a balance between protecting the environment and economic activity. The Tokyo Sustainability Action Plan can be utilized as a guide. Thank you.
To me, for conclusion of this port, which is Port of Tokyo. The Port of Tokyo, one of the largest and busiest port in the world, play a pivotal role in Japan economy and global trade. This report has provided an overview of the name port, location of the port, region, longitude and latitude, background and history of port, management team and board of director of port, annual income of port, economic value of port, contribution of port to GDP of the home country, environmental issue faced by Port Authority in recent years, environmental impact assessment EIA due to port operation, alleged environmental and international law that port has been neglecting proposed measurement and environmental economic sustainability in port operation. In conclusion, the Port of Tokyo is a vital asset to Japan economy, but it faces pressing environmental challenges that need immediate attention. By addressing this concern and implementing sustainable practices, this port can continue to be a cornerstone of the nation's economic growth while safeguarding its natural surrounding and adhering to the international regulation. That's all from us. Thank you.